Hey guys! Yeah, I know the beta ended more than a week ago. I honestly want to get this out as fast as possible, but you know, life happens. I had more than 20 hours of footage to check and edit. Ugh. So finally, here are my thoughts of the beta of Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, I played this on the PC, so my experience may be different from the consoles. So far, I barely had any connection issues. A couple of times the servers kicked the people out for maintenance, but only for a very short period of time. Sometimes I get lag, but for the most part the beta played extremely well. I got up to level 37, I played for more than 20 hours. Okay, so if you're a fan of Call of Duty, especially Black Ops 2, then you're most likely gonna like Black Ops 3. My experiences with Black Ops 2 was horrendous, but that's only for the PC version. Almost everyone had a hack, aimbots, and invincibility. It wasn't fun for me. I died within 1 second of respawning. Anyway, so the combat feels even faster than Black Ops 2. There is no marathon perk, so you run with unlimited sprint. I remember people complained that Advanced Warfare is so much like Titanfall. Well, to tell you the truth, Black Ops 3 feels a lot like Titanfall than Advanced Warfare. Now, this is a good and bad thing. The combat is fast and the movement feels smooth. Running on walls can be fun and be used for your advantage. Sadly, the maps feel too small and too limited to take advantage of the wall running. Titanfall's maps are humongous and there are giant walls everywhere and you can chain wall runs easily. Here there are a few surfaces that you can wall run on, and because there are few, people will constantly check those places to see if the enemy is wall running. One of the biggest changes for the game is that melee doesn't one-hit kill all the time. If you melee the enemy in the back of the head, you might be more successful at killing them with one hit. However, all it does is stun the enemy, so you have to either melee them again or shoot them quickly. So you have to equip the knife as your secondary weapon if you're one of those people who loves knifing people. I suggest playing as Ruin, equip the knife and overdrive. You would become a very fast assassin. So far, the most interesting thing about the maps is that you can swim and shoot underwater. The Hunted map makes full use of the underwater combat so far in the beta. Also, there's a little passage underwater that leads from the caves to the building so you can do sneak attacks. There's a little pool of water in evac, but it's not used very much. Whoa. Even though I said the maps feel too small and too limited for the wall running, they're actually very decent in size and variety. Hunted's underwater section makes it stand out the most. Evac is full of tight corners, which is good for shotguns and SMGs. Stronghold is probably the best for sniping, and Combine has the most cover. Plus it has this one wall which makes wall running a lot of fun. I tried out most of the game modes. Team Deathmatch and Domination are very common in multiplayer games. Kill Confirmed is back and is still fun. Uplink is back from Advanced Warfare and is still a blast. I feel great whenever I get the ball with the enemy close behind me and I run along the walls and jump high to make the shot. It's exhilarating. Safeguard is the newest game mode for Call of Duty, I believe. You either escort a robot to get to the enemy base within the time limit or stop the robot from reaching your base. I played it once and I wasn't a big fan. You have to be very close to the robot to escort it, and the robot takes so many hits before it has to reboot. I couldn't try out the rest of the game modes because not a lot of people are playing them. The Specialist is a new addition to the Call of Duty series, and I do love the idea of it. I played most of the Specialists. I couldn't play Spectre because I didn't reach level 40, so I tried out 7 Specialists. Each Specialist has an offensive and defensive ability. If the offensive ability lands, it's usually a one-hit kill. There's a gauge at the bottom right of the screen that shows if you can use your ability or not. You can speed up the gauge by getting kills or points, and the Overclock perk speeds it up even more quickly. A normal match can have you pull off the ability at least twice. Once the gauge is filled and blinks yellow, then you press 2 buttons to use the ability. However, once you do that, and if you do die, you lose that ability and have to wait again for the gauge to fill up. When the beta started, you have 4 specialists unlocked already: Ruin, Outrider, Prophet, and Battery. Ruin is probably the one that a lot of people will choose because his ability is the easiest to pull off and get kills with. Gravity Spikes has a huge chance of killing the enemy in an area. However, you can kill Ruin before he lands the Gravity Spikes to cancel his ability. I love the Gravity Spikes. I keep testing to see if I jump as high as possible and use the Gravity Spikes. I want to see if the area of damage will increase. It just feels so good to rush at an enemy and land the Gravity Spikes. Ruin's Overdrive ability makes him very fast. It felt very overwhelming at first because you feel like you're Quicksilver, but instead of seeing everything in slow motion, everything looks like a blur. It took a couple of tries to get used to it. Outrider Sparrow is pretty much the crossbow from the Black Ops games. If you love the crossbow, then you will love the Sparrow. If you hit the enemy, it's a one-hit kill. Yes, if you shoot them in the leg or the arm, the enemy will go flying and explode. However, if you hit near the enemy, like the wall right behind him or her, you still cause damage, but you have to fire again to finish them off. Hold the bow longer and it will go far. Vision Pulse lets you see the closest enemy behind walls. It highlights them in red so you can find them and kill them. However, on the enemy side, it will show them that they're highlighted so they know someone playing as Outrider used Vision Pulse, so they are more wary of their surroundings. Prophet has the Tempest. I wasn't a huge fan of this ability. You charge up the weapon to shoot a blast of electricity. Sounds good, but it takes like 2 seconds to charge up and shoot. And 2 seconds is a long time in a Call of Duty match. Unlike the Sparrow, if you hit around the enemy, the Tempest doesn't cause damage. If you hit the enemy, then it's a one-hit kill. Also, the benefit of this is that if the enemy is close to his or her teammate, there's a huge chance that the teammates will get hit with the electricity and die as well. The glitch ability is definitely going to be used by the most experienced players. It allows you to go back by 5 seconds to a previous position. The best time to use this ability is when you get shot in the back and you're almost dead. Then you'll be able to get out there and do a counterattack on the guy that was shooting you. The ability does not work if you're dead. Also, don't use the ability right after you respawn because you would just go right back to the respawn point. This ability messed with my head because once I glitched, I immediately forgot where I am. Also, there's a chance that you might glitch in front of an enemy and you get shot in the back from them. So only use it if you have no choice. Battery's War Machine is a giant grenade launcher that shoots out 3 bouncing grenades at a time. This is the best ability to clear out a room. Very helpful in objective-based games like Domination. Once a grenade hits an enemy, they explode in many pieces. This is one of the most gruesome deaths in the game. Limbs can explode. I didn't like kinetic armor that much. It gives you slight invulnerability for a few seconds, which sounds cool but doesn't block headshots or grenades or specialist abilities, which begs the question, why doesn't Battery wear a helmet so she doesn't get headshot then? Seraph is my least favorite specialist so far. If you love shooting with pistols, then you're gonna love Seraph. I hate using pistols, unless they're dual-wielded. Her Annihilator is a powerful one-shot pistol. Shoot the enemy in the arm, leg, or ass, they still end up dead. It's just a very powerful pistol, and that's it. Combat Focus is a nice idea, but not the ability I would use much. It's basically a score multiplier. If you kill or gain points, it adds up so you could get score streaks quicker. Nomad has 2 awesome abilities. His Hive Gun is a great blend of offense and defense. It shoots out up to 6 pods which can be used as traps. If the enemy steps over a pod, then the pod will release flesh-eating, some cases metal-eating, bugs that will tear apart the enemy. This is the most gruesome death I've seen in a Call of Duty game. Think like the R-rated version of the crappy Keanu Reeves The Day the Earth Stood Still remake. Keanu Reeves was awesome, but the movie was shit. However, if the enemy sees the pod, it will be highlighted red so they can shoot them down. Also, I don't know if the ability is timed, so I don't know how long the pods will last if no one steps on them. But if you do die, the pods will be destroyed. Nomad's rejack ability is basically second chance but better. If the gauge is filled and you die, you can rejack and get back up and keep fighting. When you rejack, a green mist will appear and that will indicate to everyone that you're about to rejack. Because of that, the enemy will fire continuously at the green mist and kill Nomad in the process, so it's a bit risky. However, some of the players I have encountered don't know much about Nomad, so they just thought that they killed me, but I rejacked and killed them instead. Finally, Reaper is the last specialist I played as. He's basically Robocop. His scythe weapon isn't literal, it's just his arm that turns into a minigun. This is a fun ability to use and it makes quick work of the enemy. However, you don't really run and you feel as slow as Robocop. But the weapon does last for a little while compared to the other specialist offensive abilities. Psychosis is my most favorite defensive ability. Once you activate it, you create 3 decoys of yourself and you're all highlighted blue. It's awesome to see the enemy focus on the decoys while you shoot them in the head. However, the main downside is that the decoys can run into walls and run in the opposite direction of where you want them to go. Also, all they do is run. They do not shoot at the enemy like a decoy. I kind of wish that it would be more like Total Recall where Arnold Schwarzenegger pretends to shoot the enemy as the hologram, then the real Arnold shows up and kills the enemy. Hopefully they could add more to the Psychosis ability in the final game. Like I said, the Specialist is a good idea. I know that people will say that Call of Duty is stealing the idea from Destiny, but it's still a good idea. However, the problem with this is the lack of customization. Because there are only 9 specialists, there are probably going to be multiple ruins, outriders, or prophets in the match, and it will look dull after a while. Also, besides the specialist offensive and defensive abilities, they all play the same. Hell, they are all probably the same height and weight. Hopefully in the final game you can customize your look, armor, and hopefully gender. Why can't there be a female with gravity spikes? Why can't there be a male with war machine? People have to choose one out of the 9 character models. That's pretty dull, and hopefully that changes in the final game. Also, you have to choose your specialist ability before the match starts, otherwise you're stuck with that ability. Why couldn't you just make classes with different specialist abilities? I want one class with a shotgun and a gravity spikes ability, and another class with an assault rifle and a sparrow ability. If we have the freedom to create the ultimate soldier, the soldier that we want to play as, then the experience will be great. I wasn't a big fan of the pick 10 system. It feels very restricted to me. Every time you level up, you get an unlock token. You use these to unlock guns, perks, score streaks, and specialist abilities. Because you can only get one token from leveling up, it forces you to choose which item that you really want. Sadly, there's no testing out the guns like in Advanced Warfare. If you chose wrong, you're stuck with it. Hopefully there will be a challenge thing in the final game so you can earn more unlocked tokens. There aren't really many guns, perks, score streaks, / kill streaks compared to the previous Call of Duty games. There's actually not that much variety. At least Advanced Warfare has laser weapons. This one, so far, has slightly advanced weapons we have today. Doesn't feel very futuristic in a very futuristic game. The creators got to be more creative. The grenades are more effective than they were before and players can die extremely quickly. So far the respawns are not bad. There were only a couple times where I died 2 seconds within respawning. Sometimes I died from a hailstorm right after respawning in a very open area. I didn't mess with the score streaks much. You equip 3 at a time and mine are usually UAV, care package, and hailstorm. Hailstorm is a fun score streak. Remember that scene in Iron Man with that one missile that becomes cluster missiles? Yup, you can finally do that. If you're precise, you can actually kill all 6 on the enemy team. I tried out the HCXD a couple times. One interesting feature is that it can hover over water. That is kinda cool. The wraps are basically the spinning blade balls from the crappy Battleship movie. They explode upon contact. The Talon is a drone, and again, it makes you feel like RoboCop when you take control of it. I heard that an EMP can destroy it quickly, but no one used that against me. After Modern Warfare 3, I feel like Activision takes a step forward and a step back with each game. So far, it feels like there's no improvement. I love the exo movement from Advanced Warfare. It's super fast and I have the freedom to go wherever I want. Jump upon the 2nd floor balcony, butt slam on the enemy in the floor below. Fast dodge in all directions. They got rid of that here and you feel slow compared to Advanced Warfare. Modern Warfare 3 and Ghosts have so many guns, perks, and kill streaks that customize your character's classes is a lot of fun. Ghosts and Advanced Warfare actually let you customize your character's look. Advanced Warfare lets you choose which armor to wear. So far I heard that in Black Ops 3 you can fully customize your gun with the paint shop and gunsmith, but we didn't get to try that in the beta. So my final word, a bit disappointing but fun. Chances are I'm gonna get the game anyway because it's Call of Duty. No matter if I say anything negative, I will most likely get the game because it's a Call of Duty game. I paid $5 to pre-order the game and I got the beta for 6 days and spent 20 hours on it. That $5 is pretty much well spent. The beta barely crashed on me and was barely lagging. There was this one funny glitch of a soldier just sliding across the floor. I actually want to see more of this. Keep going, keep going. I'm very interested in your journey. Damn you people. Seriously, there's a floating body over there, okay? It's a miracle. I'm glad Activision is doing this. Hopefully though, the final game will be good and I do hope that they address all the problems with the Call of Duty games so far. Thanks for watching everyone, and I will see you later. If you want to check out more of my gameplay footage of the beta for Call of Duty Black Ops 3, click on these 11 kill montages. Yes, there's 11 of them.